Now, I have come to the conclusion that a lot of people out here, they don't know what they are doing, okay? Um, they are being ruled. I mean, they lead themselves from their ego, and they have been programmed from the society, their parents, the program, the program in general in life to just operate from their ego. And we all know that ego operates from a very low, detached sense of self, sense of frequency. And in the presence of ego, there is no God. And also in the presence of the divine, the devil cannot exist. So, what I'm trying to explain is that people have to awaken to the realization that this universe that we are living in, it has its own laws, okay? And this universe operates in such a beautiful designed laws that these laws has been created to maintain the harmony and the balance within the one consciousness that we all are. So, seeing yourself as separate identity, you immediately cause suffering within your own nervous system and also to other people that surround you with. And on the other side, you understanding and operating from the one consciousness, meaning that you are not separate, but you are one with everything. You are one with existence, and that existence is the universe. That existence is Earth. That existence are animals and plants and people, and planets and solar system and deities and devils and aliens and I don't know, gods and goddesses, whatever you put a name on, because we humans know things only when we put a name on, not understanding that everything is frequency, everything is energy. And the only difference between us and other beings is only that they vibrate on a different frequency than we vibrate. Even the ascended masters, they are called ascended masters for the fact that they have just mastered their frequency so high that they do not need to come in these lower realms anymore. They choose to help ascend the humanity on the higher levels. And I know that this conversation will trigger a lot of people because we are just programmed to, to think that we are, I am the best. The ego wants to be seen and heard, and I don't know, competition, be the most beautiful, be the most talented, be the most wealthy, be the most this and that, whatever. But that is not the case. And the news is that that old system has been declined. People this is why a lot of chaos is happening right now. That chaos, it is happening because a lot of people like me have been doing the inner work, and we refuse to operate and build the hell here on earth anymore, okay? Because hell is not some place that you go in. I think this is elementary school right now. Hell is not a place that you go in, it is a state of being. So we are rejecting that hell. We are here, we are saying enough is enough. I do not choose to create hell anymore. I choose to do the inner work, and now I operate from the heart chakra and above chakras, and I am here and open to only creating heaven on earth. And heaven is not somewhere that you go. Also, it is a state of being. Heaven used to be here. It was the first thing that existed. Heaven is basically the Garden of Eden, okay? God, before it created humans, it created the sun, it created the solar system, it created the universe, it created the animals that we have zero empathy about, and then it created the plants, and then it created us humans, okay? So everything has been created in a in a divine order. And what people did when the frequency lowered itself in such a low frequency that you start seeing yourself and observing yourself as separate from somebody else, then you create this chaos and this hell and this, I don't know, these fights and this world war. I'm here to tell you that the only war that has ever existed, the third war, the second, the third, whatever will ever come, is the only war against the divine order and against the divine feminine, because they do not want people to raise their frequency and to operate from the higher chakras. Because what happens, the system that they have designed operates only in slavery and in the 9 to 5 system, and that's, in order to maintain that system, you have to operate from your ego and your survival self. And what happens, the ego is never satisfied, so you will always be there complaining and doing shitty things because you will never be satisfied, because the ego can never be satisfied. Okay, only the soul and only the higher self, it is satisfied with what it has, because God has already given us everything. We don't need to create a robots and AI and this stupid intelligence. The most high frequency intelligence that has ever been created and that will always be here, it is our fucking body. Okay, nothing can exist because consciousness, it projects itself through this body. That's how you have this experience on earth. So they can create robots, they can create whatever the fuck they want. They can never destroy what the divine has created. And you want to know why? Because the people who have the people who have created this system, they operate only from the low frequency, and they cannot destroy the high frequency that God has created. So do yourself a favor, do the inner work, learn about the divine laws, because whatever energy you are putting outside, that shit will backfire on you 10 times, okay? Worse. So if you decide to wake up and make hell for other people, guess what? The divine will make sure that you will have hell. Now the divine is not tolerating anymore. It's not being nice to people anymore. It will fucking give them consequences, and most people are handling those consequences. That is the fucking karma and the justice that everybody is speaking in the spiritual fake system and in TikTok and all of that. You have to understand that people who are in TikTok, there is this the way that the system control this world is they have took the information and the knowledge that the basically the occult knowledge that existed, that not all people had access to. Only the ones who had done the inner work had the privilege and was chosen to have that information, who went through hell and then found God and entered the inner kingdom. Those are the ones who are supposed to have the information that the divine has created this universe. And guess what? When they say do not open that door, the devil is so fucking not loyal. Basically, it won't obey shit. So he went, opened the door, he got all the information, he stole the information, and since the devil operates from a low frequency level, he reversed the whole high frequency wisdom that God created the whole universe, and that's how the hell was created on earth. Okay, so do yourself a favor, wake the fuck up, discover the laws of the universe. If you do not know them, join my Patreon account. I speak a lot about the human laws, how energy works, and that you are a frequency being. Okay, you are not this body. This is just a vessel, has projected its consciousness for this experience here on earth. You have a mission, you have a purpose. Life is purposeful. If you are not operating from a purpose sense of self and you are not contributing to the highest good of the all, guess what? You will fucking suffer. Okay, you all have an amazing day.